Welcome dear students. Today we will see how to determine pK value by half neutralization or Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Aim to determine pKa value by half neutralization or Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Requirements: chemicals 0.04 normal acetic acid, 0.04 normal NaOH, buffer solution of known pH like 4, 7 and 9, then apparatus, burette, beakers, magnetic stirrer, pH meter, tissue paper. Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. In 1908, Lawrence Joseph Henderson derived an equation to calculate the pH of buffer solution, and in 1917, Carl Albert Hasselbalch expressed that formula in logarithmic terms, resulting in Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. A buffer solution contains a mixture of weak acid and its conjugate base, or weak base and its conjugate acid. The equilibrium between the weak acid and its conjugate base allows the solution to resist changes to pH when small amount of strong acid or base are added. The buffer pH can be estimated using Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which is pH is equal to pKa plus log of salt upon acid. Consider the ionization of weak acid, that is Ha, which has some pKa value. It is often convenient to be able to relate the pH of solution of weak acid to the pKa of acid and the extent of ionization. The reaction would be reversible H plus plus A minus. The acid dissociation constant, that is Ka, for this reaction would be given by this equation. Ka is equal to H plus into A minus divided by Ha. The equation can be rearranged to isolate hydrogen ion concentration to the left, because remember we want an equation relating the pH of solution to the pKa and the extent of ionization of weak acid. The rearranged form of equation is 1 upon H plus is equal to 1 upon Ka into A minus divided by Ha plus Ha. By definition, 1 upon H plus is equal to pH and log 1 upon K is equal to pKa. So that by taking a log of equation given in above step, we get the equation pH is equal to pKa. Means instead of this 1 upon H plus, here you have to put pH, and 1 upon Ka you have to write pKa. Then our equation will become pH is equal to pKa plus log A minus divided by Ha. This is a well-known Henderson-Hasselbalch equation that is often used to perform the calculation required in a preparation of buffers for use in a laboratory or other applications. First, if pH is equal to pKa, the log ratio of dissociated acid and associated acid will be 0. So concentration of the two species will be same, and in other word we can say that pH is equal to pK. At that time, concentration of salt and acid will be same, and acid will be half dissociated. That is, half neutralization of acid is there when your pK value is equal to pH value. Then application of Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. The Henderson-Hasselbalch equation is useful for estimating the pH of buffer solution and finding equilibrium pH in an acid-base reaction. The equation can be used to determine the amount of acid and conjugate base needed to make a buffer solution of a certain pH. Now we are performing a titration of acetic acid. Acetic acid is titrated against strong base, that is NaOH. Strength of both acid and base is same, that is 0.04 normal, and it forms a mixture of acid and its salt. The mixture acts as a buffer solution, and during a course of titration, acid concentration decreases and its salt concentration goes on increasing. During any stage of titration, the pH of buffer solution is explained by Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. That is, pH is equal to pKa plus log of salt upon acid, where pKa is negative log of K and Ka is a dissociation constant of acid. The salt and acid represents concentration of sodium acetate and acetic acid. Half neutralization stage of salt is equal to acid, and thus equation gives pH is equal to pKa. Now we'll see procedure. A standardized pH meter by use of buffer solution of known pH. In this case, we have to take either 4 pH or 4 pH and 7 pH solution, and you have to calibrate your pH meter first and then proceed for the titration. Pipette out 25 ml of 0.04 normal acetic acid solution and deep electrode into this acid. Then measure a pH of that 0.04 normal acetic acid. Then add 2 ml of 0.04 normal NaOH and stir with help of magnetic stirrer. Then again you have to measure pH of that acetic acid and continue addition of 2 ml of NaOH till there is a sudden change into the pH. And thereafter take more readings, and after each addition you have to measure pH. Initially when you add this NaOH, your acid get neutralized and concentration of your acetic acid is decreases and salt concentration is goes on increasing.
This experiment, we are determining pK value by neutralization and using Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So for this experiment, I required to calibrate pH meter first, and for this calibration, I required to prepare these different buffers. This is pH 4 solution and this is pH 7 solution. Now to prepare these are the different buffer capsules. This is buffer 4 capsule, then this is buffer 7 capsule. Just you have to add these capsules into these 100 ml distilled water, then it gives respective pH solution. If you add this 4 pH capsule into the water, then it will give you 4 pH solution, and similarly 7 pH solution. So here I have prepared these two solutions. Now I am calibrating pH meter. So this is a glass electrode. Now I am calibrating this pH meter by using these two buffers, buffer 4 and buffer 7. Now what you have to do, you have to take this 4 pH solution and dip this electrode into the solution. So with the help of this stand you can adjust level of liquid. Then a lower bulb of this electrode should be dipped into this solution. Then you will get this set button press, and you have to select mode pH. If you press it, then modes will be changed. Then likewise you have to select this pH mode, and then we kept here 4 pH solution, that's why you have to set 4. Now if you see the display, you will get exact 4 reading. Then remove this electrode from 4 pH solution dipped into the water, then clean with tissue paper. Then again take second buffer, that is buffer 7. And similarly you have to put this electrode into this buffer solution. So set 7. So now it is 7. Then again I am checking pH of distilled water. Then we will confirm that our pH meter is calibrated. Now I removed this electrode from pH 7 solution and dipped into this distilled water. Then my distilled water is showing a reading in between 7 to 8. Then it is confirmed that our pH meter is calibrated. Now pH of water is 7.52, and then it is confirmed that our pH meter is calibrated. Take a clean beaker, and in that beaker you have to add one bead. Then in the same beaker I am taking 25 ml 0.4 normal acetic acid. Then when you on this magnetic stirrer, this bead is rotating continuously, so there is a uniform mixing of your solution. Then I am adjusting this pH electrode in this solution. I have adjusted this pH meter, and this bead is continuously rotating, that's why there is a very good mixing of the solution. Now I will note down this reading. So reading of this first solution of acetic acid is 3.28. I am adding 2 ml 0.04 normal NaOH in this acetic acid. Then pH of solution will be changed, and we require to note down that changed pH. Okay, with the help of this bead, mixing of this NaOH will be proper. After addition of 2 ml of NaOH, pH meter is showing reading 3.60. Means pH of solution is increasing because of addition of this NaOH. I am adding 2 more ml of 0.04 normal NaOH. Then display start to show increase into the pH. Now display is showing reading 3.76. Then similarly, you have to add two more amount and continue this process till you will get a sudden increase into the pH. Up to that time you have to continuously add this NaOH into the acetic acid, and this pH is continuously increasing. And when there is a sudden increase in the pH, you have to stop.
Observation and observation table. Room temperature 25 degrees centigrade. Then here we have to prepare observation table. First, volume of 0.04 normal NaOH. Then pH, total volume, that is V2 ml. Then delta pH, delta B, and beta value. So volume of 0.04 normal NaOH means how much volume you have added into this acetic acid. Okay, initially we have taken a reading for only acetic acid, so no NaOH is there in this beaker. So after this we have taken second reading after addition of 2 ml of 0.04 normal NaOH, and our reading was 3.60. Likewise, you have to add this NaOH and note down the respective pH. Now third column, that is total volume. So initially volume of acetic acid was 25. After addition of 2 ml of NaOH, it will become 27. Then after addition of 2 ml of NaOH, it will become 29. Likewise, it is increased up to the 35 ml. Okay, then delta P value is difference between two consecutive pH. So difference between these two pH is 0.30. Then in between these 3.75 and 3.60, it is 0.10. Likewise, you have to calculate this delta pH value. Then for the delta B value, formula is 2 divided by 25 into V2. V2 is 25 ml, 27 ml, 29 ml. So you have to take a respective V2 value and calculate this delta B value. Then beta value can be calculated by using delta B divided by delta pH. Now we'll see how this delta B formula is prepared. So beta is buffer capacity of solution given into the last column. Then V2, total volume of acetic acid plus sodium hydroxide solution. So initially it was 25 ml. After addition of NaOH, it goes on increasing. So respective amount of this V2 you have to note down into the respective row. Then delta pH value, that is the difference between two consecutive readings of pH. Then delta B is equivalent to any added per liter of solution. Then delta B is calculated as for the 1000 ml of one normal NaOH, one equivalent of NaOH, but for the 2 ml 0.04 normal NaOH, 1 into 2 divided by 25 into 1000 equivalent of NaOH will be there. If X ml of 0.04 normal NaOH is added to 25 ml 0.04 normal acetic acid, then volume of solution will be 25 plus X ml. And gram equivalent of any weight per liter of solution added for 2 ml increment in NaOH is calculated by using this formula, that is delta B is equal to 2 into 1000 divided by 25 into 1000 into 25 plus X. So final formula for the delta B is 2 into 1000 divided by 25 into bracket 25 plus X. Then after completion of this calculation, we require to plot a graph. So on a x-axis, you have to take pH value, and on y-axis you have to take a beta value, that is buffer capacity. And then we obtain this graph. So this is your B max value, which is a having maximum beta value. It is known as the beta max value, and at this beta max value buffer capacity is 0.018 and pH is 3.75. Then result, the maximum buffer capacity of solution was found to be 0.018. The dissociation constant pKa is equal to pH is 3.75. Then question bank, define pH. pH denoting potential of hydrogen or power of hydrogen is a scale used to specify the acidity or basicity of an aqueous solution. Acidic solutions with higher concentration of H plus ions are measured to have lower pH value than basic or alkaline solutions. Then define buffers. So buffers are compounds or mixtures of compounds that by their presence in a solution resist changes in a pH upon addition of small quantities of acid or alkali. Then define buffer capacity, that is beta value. So buffer capacity of a buffer solution is a measure of its magnitude of its resistance to change in pH on an addition of an acid or base. Buffer capacity is also referred as buffer index or buffer value, buffer efficiency or buffer coefficient. The buffer capacity represented by beta may be also defined as the ratio of the increment of strong acid or base to the small change in pH brought about by this addition. So formula for the calculation of buffer capacity, that is beta is equal to delta B divided by delta pH. Then what are the applications of buffers? First application, for the enhancement of the solubility. So solubility of any substance can be enhanced by using different types of the buffers. Then increasing stability. So if you know a stability of substance, then we can maintain that particular drug or substance within that pH range, then it will give us good stability. Then improving purity, optimizing biological activity, then comforting the body. This comforting the body means if you want to prepare ophthalmic preparation, so you require to maintain pH of your formulation same as that of your lacrimal secretion. Okay, same will be the case for the formulation used for the different body cavities. So this formulation should be comfortable to that particular route of administration. So in that case, you require to maintain a respective pH of your body cavity. Then what are the types of buffers? So buffers are classified into acidic buffers, basic buffers, and phosphate buffers. Then what is acid dissociation constant? Now the acid dissociation constant is the equilibrium constant of dissociation reaction of an acid and is denoted by Ka. This equilibrium constant is a quantitative measure of strength of an acid in a solution, and Ka is commonly expressed in units of mole per liter for an aqueous solution. The general form of equilibrium reaction is, suppose you have an acid with you and you want to dissolve it into the water, then it is dissociated as A minus plus H3O plus. And it is dissociated in a conjugate base of an acid, that is A minus, and hydrogen ion that combine with water to form a hydronium ion, that is H3O plus. When concentration of A minus and H3O plus no longer change over the time, the reaction is at equilibrium. Means when a concentration of your solution is showing same amount of A minus and H3O plus, then we can say that reaction is at equilibrium. And dissociation constant of that reaction may be calculated by using a formula Ka, that is dissociation constant of acid is equal to A minus into H3O plus divided by Ha into H2O, where the square brackets indicates concentration, means concentration of A minus, concentration of H3O plus, as well as concentration of acid as well as water. So this is all about determination of pK value by half neutralization and Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Thank you.